So what's up everybody, this is going to be a video about the Wizard King Julius Nova Chronos. It could be a Black Clover 328 prediction video part 2 if you want to think about it, but I'm gonna lean more towards just his importance in this arc, because that one time when 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚅 was just about to come out and he was on the floor saying he had a bad feeling, that was very sus. So I want to talk about that in this video, but alright, let's get into this Black Clover theory. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussion, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝 hit me with some false copyright strikes, so let's get back to 5,000. It'll be highly appreciated. I have a new channel up. It's going to be mainly focused on One Piece and other mangas. Check out the Patreon and the Discord. So, I've been reading your guys' comments about where is the Wizard King? Why haven't I been mentioning him in prediction videos? And the reason why I haven't been mentioning him in the prediction videos is because I don't know if Julius is going to come in right now. I think he's going to be something that's going to be a catalyst for the next arc. So if 𝙲𝚘𝚎𝚅 is defeated, which I think this is a false 𝙲𝚘𝚅, once he's defeated and things are going to be seeming like it's going to be normal, something is going to happen with Julius. Not entirely sure what's going on with him, but he's been sus since the beginning of the series, because Julius somehow can transform into an old woman. That doesn't make any sense. How can he transform his gender but also his age? Like, we seen him became back a kid from adult because of the ruin mark on his forehead, but how did he become a female, an old lady, while he was spying on Asta? He always saw Asta as interesting, but something about him just doesn't seem right. He's hiding something, and I'm pretty sure 𝙬𝚘𝚎 is going to reveal that later on in the series. Something's not right with him. He gives out vibes that he knows more than he should. I think he knows more about the devil language and more about the devil race and Asta's grimoire than he leads on, because he did say that he couldn't read Asta's grimoire. But somebody like him who has been very interested in magic, how is he not going to know about the magic from the Underworld? I understand that he doesn't want to tabble into that because of doesn't want to get the wedge horns and all that stuff like what happened to Nero. That is logical. However, he still should know a little bit, because he knew about the magical stones. Basically, the Magic Knight squads were looking for the magical stones, and the reason why the Black Bulls went to the Sea Temple, the underwater Sea Temple arc, was because of Julius recommended them to do it. Apparently, they were going to find a magical stone there. So he, for some reason, been collecting magical stones, and those magical stones apparently were needed. And then there was an elf there, Vito, who was using demon magic. So something about this doesn't make sense to me. It's clear that something about Julius is not right. He's hiding something that narratively the audience do not know. So I personally think that Julius will have something to do with the catalyst of the next arc. I don't know what exactly he'll do, but I think when everything looks like it's about to be over in this arc, Julius does something and it causes more issues. Either he is the time devil or he's possessed by the time devil. I think it's a huge possibility that Julius might be possessed by the time devil in some sense, because if you think about it, everything has been leading to what's going on now. He has basically got the Magical Knight squads to collect the stones, which eventually led to like the Tree of Cliff-Off opening because of Zagreus and all that. To me, he's planning something, and the fact that apparently he can see the future, him sending the Black Bulls to the Seabed Temple and them getting the magical stone, if he has the magical sense of seeing the future, then he would have saw the Black Bulls fighting Vito, and he probably would have knew where Vito comes from. So something about him is just very fishy to me. He even mentioned when he was fighting Lit that he can steal other people's time. That is very ominous. That sounds like some dark magic stuff, not like good kind magic. That sounds like something you can get from the Underworld, where if you use time magic to take time from other people, that in itself is very malicious. So I definitely think Julius has something to do with the time devil. And if 𝙬𝚘𝚎 is going with demonology and the evil trinity, which seems like there is going to be an evil trinity because there are 3 devils at the bottom level, trinity equals 3, there's a possibility that Julius is either possessed by the time devil or somehow the time devil himself. And the time devil, if we're going with demonology and the evil trinity, is most likely Astaroth. I don't know if Julius is Astaroth, but he might have a connection to him in some way, unless 𝙬𝚘𝚎 decides to do a plot twist and the time devil is not Astaroth and he gets it from a different source of demonology demonology, another demon that is at a high level, or he can create a devil of his own, and then Astaroth has something to do with 𝚤𝚑𝚑𝚗 and Asta. It might be that case. Going back to when 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛𝚒𝚑𝚝 was just about to come out, Julius said he had a bad feeling about that. I think that's going to be brought out soon, one of these chapters moving forward, but Julius will make his appearance soon. If Julius is the Time Devil, that would be the ultimate plot twist, and Julius will be a great villain that we need in Black Clover. 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 basically is a good villain. People are wanting 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 to be a better villain, to him not be treated the way he's being treated right now, but like I said before, I think this is a fake 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 that we're seeing right now, because the real 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 is most likely in the Underworld. But with that said, 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 is a good villain, because if you think about it, he's like a pure antagonist. He's not like 𝚤𝚑 or any of the other elves that the cast had to fight. 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 is legit. 𝙲𝚑 was also very evil, but he was a plot twist at the end. Majority of the people didn't really expected 𝙲𝚑 to show up, but it happened. He wasn't really like a great villain, because for a lot of people it felt like he popped out of nowhere. We didn't really have much time to appreciate him as a villain. So 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 is legit, but if this has been all Julius's plan, then Julius is literally no competition as the best villain in Black Clover. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is that why would Julius be the Wizard King and want to help other people if he was the Time Devil, or if he had something to do with the Devil Hierarchy? I definitely think he might be possessed. I don't think he's the Time Devil himself, for that pure fact, because if he was the Time Devil himself, he wouldn't want to help so many people. But I know in Demonology, Astaroth wants to be looked as a good person, because there's the demon form and then there's the goddess form, 𝚲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but in some texts, a lot of times Astaroth doesn't like to help other people unless they want to do good, because Astaroth has this like complex that it wants to be looked as a good person, even though it's part of the evil trinity. That's in some texts, that Astaroth has that hero complex. To me, the Wizard King has something very suspicious about him. Will he show up in the battle once 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 is almost defeated? That's a possibility. However, since Julius seems like he doesn't have much power right now, because he's a kid and we saw that he's limited to 1 page in his grimoire, I don't think he's going to be that effective moving forward. But there's a possibility that he does come to the battle scene and just does something epic. I definitely see Julius having something to do with the Tree of Qliphoth. Either he's being manipulated by a devil, maybe he has a contract with the Time Devil. You don't know. It's just weird that Luminaire, Julius, he never met him. Julius seemed like he died from the hands of 𝚤𝚑, but it ended up being that Julius was still alive. However, he never met Luminaire. The magical stones that he was collecting were used to basically bring back Lumiere's statue to life for a little bit. Yes, Julius is going to be very important coming up soon. It'll be very interesting if there's a duality with the Elf arc. Like I said before, the Elf arc was more of the Tree of Life arc, because a lot of people we thought died basically were alive, and then the Tree of Qliphoth is more the Tree of Death. In this arc, Morgan died as well in the flashback, so there's more aspects of death in this arc, and it makes sense because the Tree of Death is the Tree of Qliphoth, and then the Tree of Life, which was with the elves. It would be cool if 𝚲𝚘𝚅 parallels those two arcs, where at the end we see Julius as a kid, and then at the end of the Tree of Qliphoth arc, Julius has something to do with either the next arc coming forward, or we see him in his adult form somehow. Who knows? But it'd be very interesting if Julius is shown towards the end of the arc, and whatever is going on with Julius is the catalyst to the next arc. Or he could just continue this arc somehow, and then he ends up being the real villain, which I don't think that's the case. Julius would be the main villain now. It wouldn't make sense to me, but you never know. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, let me know what you think about this Black Clover theory. Do you think Julius is going to show up in the next couple of chapters? Do you think he's going to be somebody that might do something evil? Do you think he's going to be associated with the Time Devil? Do you think he has any association with Astaroth? Or do you think Austin 𝚤𝚑𝚗 has something to do with Astaroth? Alright, like if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.